life.
Hello. Good afternoon to us all. My name is Abigail. I come your way once again with study in Canada information, some vital information you will need. Last week we spoke about, I was here to present you why I think you should study in Canada. And in case you missed it, kindly go to our video sections and then watch it for me. But now just mention a few things I said. I spoke about the fact that the academic excellence is one which you can't trade for anything. And then that's what the scholarship they offer, your ability to work over there after you are done with studies, and then language. Okay, so today I'm going to talk about some of the basic requirements you ought to have in order to study in Canada. You can't just decide to study there and that's how it doesn't work that way. So in as much as I convince you to opt to study in Canada, there are some requirements needed from applicants, it being undergraduate or postgraduate. I'll go through that of the undergraduate first. That if you want to apply to school right after SHS, then you intend to study outside the country. Documents required. You need your high school result. That's your WASI. Yes, your WASI certificate, which has your various grades and then the subjects you offered. And then a passport, because you are traveling. You can't travel without a passport. So you will need to have a passport. And also a study gap. Most people who are now going to have their undergraduate studies might have stayed home for a very long time. And in such cases, you are supposed to write a study gap. And this essay is going to capture why you stayed home for that long. Possibly you stayed for 4, 5, 6, 7. The university you are applying to would like to know why you did stay home for that long. Okay, and then a personal statement. This is very interesting and okay to me. If you intend traveling to study, why are you studying a particular course? Why should the university admit you? So this is your chance to convince whoever is going to read this to help you gain admission. You are not before the university panelists to tell them your reasons. You are going to pen them down. So this essay, you are to write it very well. And I believe you have a reason to choose whatever program you want to read, whichever university. It is not because of the fun of it. You have your reasons as to why you want to enroll in that particular university and also read that particular course. So in this personal statement, you are supposed to pour everything out in there. And mind you, you're not the only person applying for that particular program. It's very competitive. So in order to up your game and also be in the contest, you're supposed to write something nice. It's supposed to be catchy. And I believe if whatever you are going to read is something you really have at heart, your personal statement is going to be very interesting. It's best you write it yourself because it is you going to offer the program. Why are you offering that program? Why should the university admit you? Your reasons, so a personal statement is something so easy. You can go online, search on it, how people write ideas if you have problems with writing that. Okay, and then if you are a diploma holder, you would need to provide reference letters. Mostly, it depends on the school or the faculty you are applying to. Some opt for 2, others opt for 3. Most times when they are 3, one is going to be professional. When I say professional, it means that any working environment, whoever you might have worked with, you need a recommendation from that person. and then 2 others in your academia setting. 2 others in your academia setting. Yes. So moving on to that of graduate, my graduate students. If you intend study in Canada, as we discussed last week, these are the things you would need. Your certificate. Every certificate or every academic qualification you may have captured in your CV, you should provide it as an evidence. Every academic qualification you pen down in your CV, you should include it when applying. And then passport is key. You are traveling, as I said to the undergrads, you can't do without a passport. So when you come to ACHILINKS and we are helping you apply for a school, one of the key things we need is your passports and your CV. As for graduate students, we are going to take a CV, and I hope you all know what a CV entails. I call it a small or a summary of who you are, a brief introduction to who you are, detailed very well. If you have a problem with how to go about your CV, there are so many people who can help you out there. Even if you visit online, make good use of the internet. You can help yourself write your CV. And one thing is your transcript. As you provide your certificate, you provide your transcript. So if it is your first degree certificate you provide a transcript. And then a transcript is a record of all courses attempted at university and then grades obtained by students. That is what we mean by transcripts. And then personal statements. Yes, same applies to my graduate students. You ought to have a personal statement written down. Every university requires that from every applicant, because this is the chance for them to know why they should offer admission to you. Why you aside any other person? Because there are thousands of people around the world applying for universities. So why you? This is your chance to sound so convincing to whoever is going to pick up your form and read through. And in writing your personal statements, one of the reasons why I would advise you make it so catchy is that it is a way for you also to gain admission, one, and also scholarship. Because reading a particular personal statement, you never might know what will happen. So please, let's pay attention to our personal statements when we are writing them. And then same applies, you will need 2 or 3 reference, still depending on the university. And as I said earlier, if it is 3, one is going to be professional, that's from your working environment, and another from your academia. So either you have 2 lecturers vouching for you in your faculty, or any other person who taught you who can vouch for you that he or she knows your academic performance and all that's in academia. Yes. Moving on. I'm moving on to some scholarships. When you consult us or when you come to our aid for help to apply for schools in Canada. Yes, Canada. There are others, but because I'm dealing with Canada, I'm stressing more on the Canada application. I have some universities, in fact, they are numerous. I just had to pen down a few to share with you so that you'll be convinced that if you are to apply with us, if ACHILINKS is to help you apply to your school, we've got you covered. Scholarships is not a problem at all, because most time students contact us and some even ask of the scholarship before the school. Can I get a scholarship? Even before thinking of that, you need a school or you need admission to, gain a scholarship to study with. So I have some 5 universities in Canada that currently we have affiliation with, and then these are their various scholarship packages. And I repeat, these are not the only universities we can help you with. There are numerous. I just had to pen a few for the sake of today's session. The first university I have is Angoma University, is in Canada. And then this award, this scholarship is called the Chancellor's Award. Yes, the Chancellor's Award. For undergraduates, you are going to be awarded 5,000 Canadian US dollars as scholarship. 5,000 Canadian US dollars. There are other requirements to this. So before I even proceed to the other scholarship, let me say this. If you want to obtain a scholarship, one, depending on if you are an undergraduate or if you are an SHS leaver wanting to apply or yet in SHS, this is my advice to you. Please do well and study hard. If you are still in school, in a university, please do well to accumulate good grades. They all come to play to help you gain admission, scholarship, sorry. So depending on your academics, your performance, you're going to get a scholarship, all right, but somebody graduating with a CGPA of 3.6, I know the CGPA proper, so let me use the CGPA. Others do percentage. If you have 3.0 and somebody has 3.6, and we are to offer scholarship to both of you, I doubt both of you are going to get the same percentage. So please, if you are yet in senior high school, and also if you are still in your undergrad days, take this advice. Do well in academics because it helps contribute into you getting a higher scholarship. So now let me move on. And then we have the President's Award from the same university. So we can have a university offering more than 5 scholarships. As I said about the Angoma University, we have the Chancellor's Award, which is worth 5,000 Canadian US dollars. 5,000 Canadian dollars. Yes. And then we have the President's Award. The President's Award, which is 2,500 US dollars. 2,500 Canadian dollars. And then we have the Dean's Award, which is 1,000 Canadian dollars. So you can realize that this university has a lot of scholarships to offer students, and these are for international students. And luckily for us, Ghana happens to be part of these European countries. These countries they are offering scholarships to. And lucky for you, ACHILINKS is also affiliated to this university. So if you have to come to our aid for us to help you apply, you don't have a problem at all with scholarships. Now my second university will be Bow Valley College. Bow Valley College. And then for both undergrads and graduates, we have International Student Entrance Scholarship. International Student Entrance Scholarship. That's the name of the scholarship. Yes, and then it is worth 2,000 Canadian dollars. 2,000 Canadian dollars. And then we have another called the new full-time for the international students as well. This one is for students entering for any post-secondary program at the university. So, as I said, these universities have full packages, scholarship packages. So if you intend applying to a school in Canada, as I spoke to you last week, they do give scholarship, ample scholarships. A school can give or have more than 5 scholarship schemes in a particular university. They can have more than 5 scholarship schemes. Okay, now my next university would be Douglas College. Douglas College. And then the name of the scholarship is Regional Entrance Awards. Regional Entrance Awards for both undergraduates and then graduates. 1,000 Canadian dollars and then 2,000 Canadian dollars. That's the range. 1,000 to 2,000 Canadian dollars. And then we have the Education Entrance Scholarships. Education Entrance Scholarship for both undergraduates and graduates as well. 2,500 Canadian dollars. 2,500 Canadian dollars. Please, I would attend to all questions in my inbox. So as the interaction goes on, I will do well to answer your questions. And then I have Canada University. Canada University. The name of the award is Bursary Scholarship. Bursary Scholarship and then Entrance Awards. This award is said to have varied. And then most times too, when you gain admission and then you didn't gain either a partial or full scholarship, If it is partial, your scholarship has a tendency of increasing. Let's say you gain 50% from the beginning. When you enroll, and by your first academic year, after you're done with your exam and all that, you happen to get a higher GPA, or you happen to improve upon your academics, you also have the chance to enjoy a higher percentage than you used to enjoy before. So you may go with a 60% scholarship and end up enjoying 100% depending on your performance. Yes. And then I have Brook University. The scholarship name is Scholar Awards. And then undergraduate, you enjoy 4,000 to 16,000 Canadian dollars. 4,000 Canadian dollars, and another goes for 16,000 Canadian dollars. And then Burma College. The name of the scholarship is Rena's Scholarship. Undergraduates, you are entitled to this scholarship in this year 2022 to 2023 and even beyond. So this is a very strong scholarship here, enrolled in 2022 to 2023 and even beyond. So if you intend applying to this university, you don't have a problem at all. And lastly, I would like to touch on one of our programs we've been advertising on our Facebook page, our 2-year postgraduate for the nurses. We have a lot of calls or WhatsApp message asking, please, let's all take notes. It is not work. It is not work. It is school. It is about a school. So this is how it is. You get to enroll in the university for 2 years. You get to enroll in the university for 2 years. And then after you are done, you are going to be trained during the session. You are going to be trained as to how Canadian health workers are expected to deliver during their on work, on duty. So you are going to be trained as a Canadian health worker, and not as a work. You are going to school. After you are done with the school, then you can work. So this is the trick. You apply to go in school. You are going to be trained in their system. So you have the privilege to be trained as a Canadian health worker. And this is something you wouldn't even want to ask me, would I be offered a job? Certainly, because we even have people in Ghana being recruited in Canada to work as health workers. How much more somebody who has come to school in Canada and be trained in this particular system? You are definitely going to land yourself a job. So I repeat again, the Canadian postgraduate nursing program we are advertising on our page, it's solely a school and it is not for work purposes. You are going to school in Canada, and then when you are done, definitely you are going to be offered a job. We are here for any other thing at all. We outline the various requirements as well, just like any other requirements. Your passport is needed, your certificates are needed, any other details we laid on our flyer, it's needed. But what we want you to take note is that it is not work, it is school. You are going to be sent there to school and not to work. As you school, you get that chance to work along, and then when you are done with the school, you'll be offered a job. So if you just joined us, or if you joined midway and couldn't follow from the beginning, I have been talking about the basic requirements we will need from any applicant wanting to further his or academics in Canada, because last week I was there to convince you as why I think you should study in Canada, and I want to continue by letting you know what it takes or what you need in order to follow through this application. If you are applying as an undergrad, at SHS leaver wanting to further at Canada, you need your SHS certificate, we need a WASI result checker, we need a study guide. That is if you've completed school for a very long time, stayed home for like 4 or 5 years, you need to explain to the university as to why you stayed home for that long. And also I will need your transcript. That is your entire 3 years in your senior high school. Every term you need accumulation of your results. That is what we call the transcript. Yes, so we will need that as well. Then a personal statement, why you want the university to enroll you, why you want to read a particular program. And I also said that you should sound convincing, because you're not the only person applying. So you should sound convincing as to why the university should offer you a slot to study in their university. Why amongst thousands of students applying, why should it be you? Why that program? Why should they go for you? And then to my graduate students too, I said same thing. You will need your CV. You are a graduate student, so you need your CV. And I said that the CV is a brief summary of who you are. It's, let's say, an upgraded version of saying myself. That's not a normal myself we said when we were in class 1. So this is a higher version of myself. That's what we call the CV. Something brief about yourself. And then your certificate. Every certificate you are applying for, any educational qualification you have in your CV, you should provide your certificate as a proof when applying. We need your personal statement too. Personal statement. So why you should, as I stated in that for the undergrads, personal statement. Please make it catchy, make it interesting, make it nice, sound convincing. I believe that whatever you're going to read there, if it is passion and if it is what you really want to do, you wouldn't struggle writing your personal statement, because most people struggle writing their personal statements. If it is passion driven, I don't think you would ever have a problem writing your personal statement. And also reference letters, depending on the number of referees they want. If it is 3, mostly 1 happens to be professional. That is, if you had happened to work with somebody, it could be your national service days or any other work you've ever done in your entire life. You would need to seek or get a recommendation. So it's a free advice I'll give all my students. Please make sure that wherever you go to work, leave a good mark, so that when you go back for a recommendation letter, you wouldn't find yourself, most time people will be like, oh, I have 2, 11-1, I have 2, 11-1. We want to be able to provide a recommendation letter for you at our agency. It has to come from where you are coming from. So please conduct yourself well wherever you find yourself, even school or at your workplace. And getting a recommendation letter, trust me, it won't be a problem. You're going to get it with so much ease. And then lastly is the passport. You can't travel without a passport, please. So passport is very key in our application. You will need a passport. Yes, so if you don't have one, please work towards that and get it. And then I spoke about some scholarships we have. Some Canadian universities, let me be precise, some Canadian universities have. I spoke about Algoma University with their packages, that of the Chancellor's Award. They have 5,000, and we have the President's Award going for a 2,500 Canadian dollars. Bow Valley College have same. Douglas College. In fact, we have many more. So if you want to study in Canada and you come here to contact us, getting you a scholarship wouldn't be a problem, because the university already have those offers. So when we are applying and we have to seek for scholarship for you, it wouldn't be a problem at all. And then lastly, I spoke about our new Diploma Postgraduate program we've posted on our page that people are calling in. I repeat once again, it is not work, it is school. You are going to school, but when you are going to be trained in the Canadian health system. So when you are done, that is when you get to be offered a job. But as it stands now, you are going to school. And we have people being recruited from Ghana to Canada to go and work. So it's the biggest opportunity for you to school there, be trained in their system, and then get employed. So to all who are interested, we have seen your messages. Kindly get your documents ready, your passport, your certificates, the tuition fee and everything is on our flyer. Come to ACHILINKS here, and then we are going to sort you out. Thank you for joining. I'll attend to all your comments in the sections. Thank you.